Okay, so this one came out first. I have the Hierophant. Let's see, Five of Pentacles, Knight of Swords reverse, King of Cups reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, excuse me, Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to pull out, let's see, one more. Okay, so very good month in general. The only troublesome energy is this person coming in from the past, but everything else looks very positive. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so coming up from the very beginning, we have the Hierophant, which does indicate religious revelations, and especially if you're it can deal with religion, or it can also deal with spirituality. And I feel that with the 7 energy underneath it, 7 is also a very spiritual number. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and it does indicate somebody that is somehow religion and finances are linked up together. Okay, that's what I'm sensing here. So a lot of you might be like a member of the clergy. I don't know if you watch this, but or a lot of you might be, in a profession in which there is a religious or a spiritual hue to the type of work that you do, and you're reaping material comfort from this job, and you might be having second thoughts here. This is a card of taking a step back and taking stock. Okay, it's not a bad card, but you might have like a situation in which you're looking at the ways in which you're making money. If it is clearly tied in with the religious or any type of spiritual, practices, then you might be feeling if you're doing the right thing. So there is a little bit of an identity crisis, but I don't think it's a major energy. But I feel that some of you might feel a little conflicted about doing it or pursuing things in this manner. The only thing I would say is there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're giving back to people who are less deserving than you are, okay? So, if this is you and you're in a situation where you're questioning your religious beliefs, or you're having any type of a revelation regarding the ways in which you earn money, if it is in a profession or in any type of work environment that involves spirituality, or especially in religion as well, just know that the financial gains coming to you needs to be balanced out with the karmic gains. Okay, so you have to give back what you earn, is what I'm sensing here. And in order to do that, you're going to have to really open yourself up and find out how it is that you, like, in what ways your abilities and your skill level, or even your financial windfall, can be used to help those that are in need, like emotionally, financially, or physically in need. How you can contribute to alleviate the symptoms of society, and also how you can project yourself into the outer world, and how you can help those that are marginalized or those that are less fortunate than you are. Okay, so I feel that it's going to bring you a lot of a very peaceful resolution. At the same time, it's going to alleviate a lot of that inner conflict that you have within yourself. Okay, so let's go through the rest of the month, and one of the most troubling energy that I do sense is not troubling in any way, but there is definitely somebody coming back from the past, okay? And you're warned about guarding against this person, but you're not taking enough you're not listening to your intuition about this person, and this person is in the reverse position as a King of Cups. This could be a water sign that you've dealt with in the past, okay? And what I do sense very strongly is They're up to their old games, and you're forced to confront them this month. However, you're not being discriminate enough, and you're falling. I guess you're getting soft whenever they're around. Like in their presence, you lose all sense of rationality, and you're not on the defense enough about this person. He or she is showing up in the reverse position, so I would say they have not changed a bit. So if you're hoping to, for a newness in rekindling that romance, you are headed for a very big disappointment. Okay, so be very careful about this. The earliest time that they will change is in a very deceptive way. So be very careful about how you approach this situation. I feel at the same time a lot of you are unable to forget this person and unable to sever ties with this person, mainly because of the history that you have. You have a very long history. You've been through thick and thin with this person, and yet it can be a relationship, like a romantic partner, or it can be somebody that you had a very strong emotional bond with, and you've been through so much together. So it makes it very difficult to sever them from your life. Okay, and I do feel that in a way, like spiritual, like the your spiritual path is very aligned with theirs, so you feel that either way, like no matter where you turn, you both tend to cross paths a lot, so you feel that as almost as if it's fated. But I don't really believe in destiny and fate. I do believe that we have free will and we can choose um, the direction to steer our life course. There are definitely lessons that we can learn from each year, but ultimately we forge our own destiny. That's what I truly believe. And the energies involved might influence, might help you, or, hinder your path, but at the same time, you do have free will, and what you choose to do would be it's up to you to fully engage and make decisions and live your life. However, I do sense that the energy that is coming in is this: just because someone keeps crossing your path does not mean that you are fated to be with them. Okay, so change your paradigm when you're dealing with this person from your past that you can't get rid of. Just because you have a long history together, just because you feel like a very strong emotional connection, and just because you feel very connected to them, kind of like a past life connection, or even like a very spiritual connection. I don't believe that it's deceptive in any way. Those things might be true in the past, in your past lives, but the way they're coming up in this lifetime, it's as much about letting go as it is about like believing in faith and having that spiritual awakening in which you feel that things are fated. Okay, so you have to re-examine your framework in how you've dealt with this person from the past, and move on forward, because they are only going to disappoint you again, and they're not going to give you, the honesty, the dignity, and I guess in any type of a relationship in which you're dealing with this person, I don't feel they're going to give you an honest response, and they're not entirely to your benefit. Okay, so in the process of getting involved with this person, I feel that your finances are going to be drained if you choose to take that route. I don't feel many of you are. I don't feel many of you are going to rekindle things, or, reconcile with this person. And if anything, you're very focused on your finances, okay? Your work and your finances. That's where you're leaning in this situation. And I do feel greatly, if this person ever comes in, they're going to disrupt you from your life's path. So really try to really try to mitigate the effects by not even interacting with them in the first place, because you might be tempted to let them back into your life, and then they're going to abuse your trust once again. So be careful about this, okay? But I do feel that if okay, so let's look at so finances. Finances looks plentiful. I know we have this troublesome card where it does indicate poverty, but I would say it's more poverty of the mind, and it's more about knowing your roots, knowing where you come from. So this is not going to apply for all of you, but I do feel that for some of you who might have grown up in poverty, or who might have felt very deprived, this is definitely a month for you to really be appreciative of the things that you have in your current situation, so that it will spark you to help those that are less fortunate than you, okay? I do sense a very strong spiritual awakening with this card coming in so early on in the spread and in the month. I do feel that for those of you who have like an impoverished background, if you come from like a very financially unstable environment, um, the way in which you've lived before is going to trigger a lot of the, I wouldn't say trauma in the immense sense, but this anxiety you have about money is going to cycle back in for this month. And the only way I would say is that the only thing that I can say about this is if it is in your past, I feel that you're placing too much emphasis on how finances affect you on an emotional level. Okay, because I feel that the situation itself was rough. Okay, I'm not going to discredit that, but a lot of what you're feeling is not really financial instability, but rather emotional instability. So if you can look at it this way, it's not the lack of finances, but it's mainly the emotional ties that you have to money, where a lack in money destabilizes you emotionally. So I hope this makes sense, but it's a very complicated issue, and the root of the matter is not the lack of having enough money or the lack of money, but rather how you feel about money. So you're using money as a source of emotional security. So coming on early in this month, this is a very good month for healing when it comes to these issues from the past, and especially to change your perspective when it comes to finances and when it comes to how you find emotional fulfillment, okay? Because money and emotional instability are greatly indicated by this card, and it can also be associated with like a lack of self-esteem due to lack of money. So you might feel that, oh, growing up poor, you suffered from low self-esteem, mainly because you feel like inadequate, you feel out of place, and you don't feel that you measure up to the people in your midst that might be more privileged. So if this is something that you're dealing with, you're going to actually recover from this and overcome this issue once and for all for this month, okay? So it's kind of like a spiritual awakening. It does bring up a lot of uncomfortable issues that we are unable to deal with from our past, but everything else looks so positive. So this is a chance for you to really re-examine what it is that boosts your self-esteem, and that boosts your self-confidence, because I really don't feel that it is at the root of it is not about the money, but it's that money gives you the emotional and the self-esteem boost. Therefore, it is a means to an end, and it's not an end in itself. So don't be a slave to money, okay? You're going to have to break out of this framework and this paradigm in which you've associated with money in the past, all right? And it's going to be a groundbreaking, a very it's going to require a little bit of spirituality in order for you to achieve this. And at the same time, I would want to emphasize as well. This is the card as well of low self-esteem, okay? And for those of you who are dealing with this, I feel like a majority might be. For those of you who are dealing with like self-esteem issues, that is greatly tied in with like an ex-partner or somebody that you really care for who have not been, who have rejected you or who have like done you wrong in the past. I do feel like all these self-esteem issues are coming up because they're trying to reconnect with you, and they're trying to reconcile things with you, but they're not going about it in a very honest and open way. They're coming back in mainly for themselves, not because they feel they did anything wrong. So I would really suggest that you might be going through a dip in self-esteem. This person happens to be there, so you might go ahead with this mainly because you feel down in the dumps. um, I would strongly advise against that, mainly because you are worth more than this person ever acknowledged. Okay, so don't resort to the same type of behavior in which you need another person to validate your self-esteem and your self-worth. Okay, so I know this is like things from the past, and it's especially like childhood type of conditioning that you're definitely going to be able to overcome and bring to light and heal from for this month. So don't deprive yourself of this opportunity to heal from this emotional baggage, from this inferiority complex, or from this, financial situation that you've been dealing with for quite some time. I would say it spans like years and decades as well. So this is something that is coming to light so that you can deal with it, get to the root of the problem, rather than using somebody as a distraction for you to face this problem and to get the proper healing and to come to terms with it so that you can move on to a prosperous future. Because excuse me, everything else looks really tremendous, and especially we have this card of completion in which financial worries are finally behind you. Okay, so I would definitely say the spiritual awakening is going to force you to reassess the emphasis you place on money and material things. And I feel that a lot of you, I know that Aquarius are humanitarians, at heart. And most of you do see that money is a means to an end, but some of you might not. I feel like a majority of you see money as a transient thing. You don't place too much emphasis on it, but at the same time, you want enough just to get by. So when the I guess the stream of money turns to a trickle, you get a little worried, and you do feel like very anxious and nervous when you don't have enough. Okay, so for those of you who are placing too much emphasis on money, financial gains in general, at the expense of your emotional and spiritual growth, please be careful with that. I feel that those of you might be hit the hardest with this energy that is coming in. So either way, be very careful about this, and also when you have the abundance that you need, never forget where you come from, and never forget that there are people out there with a lot less than you have. So it's very important to give back, and it's very important to realize that there are other ways that you can give back. If you don't have enough financial abundance to give back to others, it is very important for you to devote your time, to devote anything you have at your disposal in order to give back. So there are many ways in which this can work out. Just find a way that suits you, because I do feel that you're growing in consciousness, and you're going to be able to see and to like really appreciate all the fruitful things in your life, and it's going to tug at your heart when you see people who are suffering, when you see that people don't have enough, you're going to want to do something to, I guess, balance the social injustice, okay? So, which is a very great thing to do. So just know that you can do this in a way that doesn't disrupt your life in any way, okay? But at the same time, I feel that a lot of you two have worked really, really hard to get where you are today. So, again, I would definitely say be discriminate about the people that you're offering your help to, because they are not always sincere. Okay, if you're dealing with a person from your family rather than like a loved one from a past, or a love relationship from the past, I would say be very careful about the intentions of this loved one. He or she might not be entirely pure hearted, and they are taking advantage of you, and especially your financial resources. They know that you're financially abundant, and they're coming in to reap the benefits of it when they have never been there to support you and nurture you through your times of need. So be really careful about this person. I feel that a lot of you might be like might get soft in the knees around this one really charismatic or very persuasive person, but I don't feel he or she is completely honest, and if anything, he or she might be a little pathetic in your eyes, so you feel like, okay, I should help because the right thing to do is help, but I don't feel the person really needs help. They're sitting back, they're enjoying, they're enjoying the good things in life, and they never lift a finger to like do anything. So they don't work hard at anything, so they have nothing. This is how the card came up. They don't really work hard at anything. They have nothing, and yet they feel entitled to come to you when they need something from you. So please be careful about this. I feel like a lot of you are not realistic and discerning when it comes to this person, okay? So, yeah. Okay, so aside from that, let me see. Um, for those of you who are single, relationships, new, potentially like new partners, let's see. Yeah, the people around you, and especially the people that are coming in, will be very beneficial for you. And what I do sense is a lot of new relationships will open up. Okay, you have 7 here. I would say like be very careful too, because what you see is not always what you get. Okay, so trust your instinct on this one. Ask important questions. I don't feel that you're going to have a hard time asking questions, but I do feel that you are a little clouded in your judgment when it comes to other people. So be very. I feel that you are lying still, but there's a little bit of a smile in that. So things are definitely going your way, where you can just sit back and relax, and new opportunities will come to you. The only advice is you have to really get out there and seize the opportunities, because you have a lot of new opportunities coming in, but the energy tells you to sit back, mainly because you are not entirely clear-headed when you deal with other people. So it's kind of like a screening process in itself to protect you, mainly because the people who are worth it will reach out to you. Not this person from the past though, okay? It has to be a new person. Don't even go anywhere near that person from the past. But what I would say is if it's a new person, make them work a little bit. I feel that it in itself would be a screening process, and it's a very potent screening process for you, mainly because you might be clouded this month, okay? And you might be a little impatient, and you might want to jump the gun, but be very careful. The advice here is to take a step back and really re-examine your choices, and really re-examine like your self-worth, how much you have to offer, and what each person can how each person can contribute to your life and how they can make you grow, so how they can help you grow or hinder your growth. Okay, so really assess this with objectivity. And the first part of the month is when you really have to like toughen up. I feel that you really have to hone in your power of discernment regarding other people. um from the 15th to like the 20th, things are looking really good. You have a lot of communication coming in from people from the past, especially. So, be discriminate, but I feel that the information is sincere. The first 2 weeks, the information is going to be insincere regarding this person, but the last 2 weeks, things are looking good when it comes to the new relationships. Okay, you're going to have like a lot of contact from other people, new people especially too. So let me see what else I've left out here. Okay, for those of you who are in stable relationship, I would definitely say this. The relationship looks very good. If you're in a stable relationship that is that especially like started this year, those look incredibly stable and they look very good. They look very fulfilling emotionally, financially, on in every aspect. Okay, so that's looking good. I feel like most of you might be single though. I feel, yeah, I feel very strongly most of you might be single. But however, if you're in a stable relationship, especially if you have a spouse, the relationship itself might be a little rocky. But you're able to resolve it this month, and you're able to like see things from the other person's perspective. And if you're dealing with a male or female, someone who places a lot of emphasis on money, you're going to be able to help this person see money in a new way, okay, which is really, really healing energy, because a lot of people cling on to money and material possessions for like emotional security, which is a really sad way to live. And they place way too much emphasis on like status, prestige, and financial and even social status, which is really sad. So you're actually going to be able to change or shift their paradigm regarding money. So, and I would strongly advise you to do it because it seems like they need to learn this, okay? For those of you who are still, single, I do feel that you do have a lot of potential love interest in your midst that you're not aware of. But it's, at the same time, if you let an old partner back in, they might block all the new energies from coming in. So don't let that happen. And you're going to get a lot of favorable communication, especially like phone calls and text messages, and however you communicate. Um, you're going to get you're going to get a very positive reception from the opposite sex, or from same sex, if those are the people you're dating. But you're getting a lot of positive reception from people around you in general. Let me see if there's anything else that I've left out here. Okay, so the work front, things are definitely looking good, but you are reassessing a few things about the work situation that you're not entirely happy with. You're going to find a very creative way to fix them, though. So everything else looks very, very good. The only thing I can say is don't let the ex back in. Don't let that person from your past where you've had like a huge, huge falling out with you. I'm pretty sure you know who that is. Don't let that person back in. And especially, take some time. I feel like a lot of you really want to date again, too, for those who are single. You really want to date again. But you feel that you have some healing that you need to do, so then you're like blocking yourself from it, which is fine. We want to be healthy emotionally and physically in order to date, but at the same time, I honestly feel that you're taking way too much time to heal up. What it's telling me is you've taken a lot of time, like 4 months, 4 weeks, when in fact you only need like a third of that time. So, and it also indicates to me like the last week in general, a lot of new positive energy and new dateable people will come into the picture as well. Mainly because the way this card looks, it's like the third week nothing happens, and or you hear from the ex and it's forcing you to stay still, whereas the fourth week new people are coming in and you don't even need the time to rest at that point. And if anything, you're not going to have that time to rest. But new opportunities always come in at the time, on universal time rather than on our time. So it's important for you to really embrace the new change, and to recover from your slumber and overcome all your self doubt and hang-ups you've had in the past regarding your lovability, your worthiness, your sense of attractiveness, and your sense of deserving of love. Okay, so it's a very, very healing month, especially for the first 3 weeks, and you're going to come across a lot of abundance. So I wish you all the best. I feel like this is going to be a very healing, soothing month. Um, Let me see if there's anything else here. No, I think that's it. So enjoy this month. Let me know how this plays out for you guys too, and I'll be back next week for your weekly reading. I hope the energy is still the same. But don't let the X back in. For those of you with X's of the water sign who have hurt you greatly in the past, don't let X's back in. Thanks for watching.